Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I found one. I found it in the city. You know how I was like, oh, this may take a while. This may be a lot of work. Blah 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 blah. The in city here, I'm gonna show you real quick. Hopefully, not die from Enderman. Is like literally one. So I had this one, and then like right over there is the exit. So yes, there was one close by. Yes, I went the wrong way. Had I gone this way to begin with in the first place, I would have, yeah, it would have been okay. Actually, it might not be a bad idea. I had to mine some to put, but I wasn't going to do anything fancy. I just wanted something safe to get across. So let's let's see how many times I die getting shulker shells so that I can, actually have good storage. As you can see, I didn't even bother going in. Oh, I don't know. Is that a thingy? Oh, I don't. Nope, nope, nope. Yep, yep. Under. Ha. Good. So far, good. How many? One. Well, sure the bottom here is all clear first. Okay, so bottom is clear. Now I can go inside, deal with the mess that is going to be inside of this building. And hopefully I find as many as I need, as I not, not want to have to find another city. Oh, and then we have to do parkour, that's right. Ah! Excuse me. I said we had to do parkour. I don't see. Here's the one time I don't mind getting hit really with a oh, I hear you. Oh, you're up there. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm coming. Don't worry. I'm coming towards you. I promise. Oh, well, okay. I got my wish. There you are. Yes. Okay, cool. I didn't die, so that was only one. I don't know if I'm going to need them. I'm going to pick them up. I don't want the banners. I do want the. Ooh, wasn't what I meant to do. My apologies. This doesn't look like a very big one. Oh, that fell way further than I wanted it. Dang it, Bobby. Okay. Let's go back in. It doesn't look like there's. Oh, nope. Hail. Now I do have to do the parkour. All right. Thankfully, this is not difficult parkour, just a lot of parkour. That's all. All right. That goes up. Okay. Now the dangerous part. Yes. Oh, is that a ship? That is a ship, I think. So I could get my elytra right now too. That would be fabulous. But yeah, 2 shells. 2 shells is not what I'm after. I want more than 2 shells. Yeah, okay. Well, I think I'm gonna have to pillar up to that. So let's look Can I get out on that ledge? Maybe? Was there that ledge? Probably not. That was probably just this. I just need to. Nope, that's one up. Okay. So I just need to maybe do a keyhole here. Yeah. Okay. Pick keyhole here. I'll take you. There really wasn't that much here. That's crazy. That is crazy. That means I'm probably going to have to find another in city. Not looking forward to that. But if I can get an elytra, hey, put down. Down. If I can get an elytra, that will make things much easier. Granted, I will have to go back home to potentially go back home to get some rockets, because I do not have any rockets. Okay, so I want to be directly underneath. That way, if, oh, I'm going to need more blocks than this. If I get hit with one of those shulker float up in the air bomb thingies, I will then at least float up just to underneath the brain not working. I'm trying so hard not to look at an Enderman. Okay, I think that's probably plenty of blocks. Then I won't float away and kill myself. Yeah. Okay, clearly that's not working for me. Please, Enderman, don't take it as I am trying to, yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Nobody asked you. Nobody asked you. Please don't hit me with your stupid crap. All right, let's. Yes. Ooh. I like having extra diamond stuff. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. All right. And what about you? Beetroots. Why would I want beet? Okay, I do want this stuff, but I want that the more. Hmm. Do I know how to make a shulker? No. So I have shulker stuff. I just don't know how to make it. Okay. All right. All right. All right. That's fine. That's fine. I am going to actually throw you and you all over there. You over. Because I probably want the item frame. I do want rod. Take this stuff as well. How full is my backpack now? Really, really full. All right. I have 3 shulker cells. Do I need 4 of them to... What is the potion? Instant health. It's not a bad potion to have. You know what the other thing I can do for right now? I now have the farm up. I don't know that I need all of those pearls. I will take the potions. I don't really need the brewing stand, so I don't want to. I really don't want to take that. I know I hear one. I hear you. You did not give me anything. Oh, I hear you teleported. Where did you teleport? Oh, I see your balls. That sounds wrong. You're somewhere I can't get you. That is unfortunate. Oh, here's one. You teleported in a place that I could get you. I appreciate you. But there is still one. Are you like right here? You right here. Here, we'll put some of that there. Where do I think they're coming? I think they're coming from a little lower. Like maybe here? Oh. Where do I think you're shooting from? Oh, I think you're maybe shooting it. Yeah? No. Yeah, that's gonna. But we'll plug up that hole. You may be right behind this block. Oh, I see you. You're right here. Oh, yeah. You didn't like that. Now, where did you go? Rat. Where did you go, Cotton Eye Joe? I hear you. Thank you. Gave me nothing. If it wasn't for the elytra. Thanks for nothing, shulkers. Good gravy. Is there one up here? Oh, you know what I could also get? Let's not try to fall to our death. That would be great if we didn't. I could try to be brave. Do I have space for it? Not really. Okay, so I don't need these. They can just go. Do not want, do not pick up. All right. Do I for the purple block? Immediately get the purple block back. Stones can go away. Yes. Okay. I got the head. All right. I feel accomplished, even though I have not actually got what I wanted to get. That's terrible. All right. I will just pick those back up. And we're going to fill her down a little bit. And then I'm going to take the little bit of damage. Oh, hi, Enderman. I'd rather fight you in here. That way, if my stuff does get strewn, it gets strewn close to home. Okay. Well, yeah, I just traded Ender Pearl for a bunch of Ender Pearls for a single Ender Pearl. That's a bummer. Bummer that this wasn't as big of a. I mean, I got an elytra. I guess what I should do now is let's go back home as safely as we can. We got an elytra. That's going to help us find a new place where we're going to get shulkers because I don't think we got enough. We might have gotten enough for one box, maybe, but I don't think we got enough for multiple boxes. I think it takes multiple shells to make one box, which is a bummer. But hey, I didn't die. Granted, I didn't have a lot of shulkers that I was fighting, so that was helpful. Um, but man, I only went to like two over there. There's still plenty of islands here. It's not like we're gonna be out of islands. And then with a elytra, which I will put mending on immediately, um, we should be able to find. Oh my goodness, that is a very large hole. I did not notice that hole. I mean, thankfully it goes down, but it doesn't like go down. Um, it should be easier to find multiple multiple cities. Should be like we gave you the first one for free. No, 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 no. Bad Enderman. Oh, now I'm like lighten up the place. Hey, there's my pillar for the Ender Dragon. Let's go home. Victorious. And I have my farm. Oh. But you know what? We'll do it now. We'll do it now. So whoops, let me just, you're like, wait, what is everything looking like? This was not how we left the village, right? Not at all how we left the village. No, it's not. So off camera, I've been doing some work. This is how the village now looks currently. And you're going to say, but wait, the outside of this village doesn't look very good. At least with the other houses that looked like a village, right? Well, so here's the story. I went down a rabbit hole. I was doing some more research on like Mesopotamia area, which actually is, um, it's interesting because I remember learning about the Mesopotamia civilizations, and they're kind of all lumped together. And at least my history lessons in middle school they were. And so there's technically quite a few different civilizations that were in the Mesopotamia area. One of them is Babylon, and another one is called Neo Babylon because we can't be too confusing. So yeah, so I started to look into um, that whole sort of history in order to start building the Hanging Gardens, which, uh, as a side note tangent, because I do like to share knowledge whenever I get it, um, current theory that may prove true, since we don't know anything about where the Hanging Gardens actually were. Current theory is that it wasn't actually Babylon who built the Hanging Gardens. It was the Neo Babylons who at one point conquered the Babylonians and liked how their architecture was. And so they started calling themselves Babylonians. And one of their rulers in the city of Nevev, I think is how it's pronounced. I will put the Wikipedia. He actually did say that he had a garden, a massive garden that he was very proud of, whereas Babylon never, they bragged about a ton, but they never actually bragged about a hanging gardens. What is interesting is it was still technically a desert during that time period, many, many thousands of years ago. Um, and their architecture was very interesting. Um, so I'm going to build a little bit of both. One will be in the more Babylonian style. The other one will be in the more Neo-Babylonian style. I have to remember which one is which. Um, but they both have the same basic concept, which is the outsides of the buildings were built mainly out of clay, with no windows and a single door. And what they all did was they would have this little entryway. So if you were coming to visit somebody, right, you could not immediately see into the inner workings of the house. Um, it provided the house privacy and just social norms, right? So there's always a 90-degree kind of angle that you have to follow between the outside door and the first door of the inner door. Now, there are quite a few sketches done by archaeologists and just historians about like layouts. And so I've kind of looked at some of those sketches and mimicked some of it. So in this one, you have your inner door. Whoops. You have your inner door, which they could say, no, get lost, or yes, come in. You could then, if you wanted to make it more um, less casual and more formal, you would then have this potential inner room that would allow discussions and talks. Um, there usually had a lot of storage rooms. So this is one of the storage rooms. And then there, there would be these little rooms off to the sides where um, they did have slaves in there. From what is told, they did have slaves, but slavery wasn't permanent. It was usually to write off a debt or to write off just something that you owed, and so they would live in the house on these sort of small accommodations. But eventually, they would, once the debt was repaid, they would leave. They would go back to their families. And so usually in a lot of the floor plans that I was looking at, there was usually like two small areas where it could be it could be slave quarters or it could be storage quarters, right? And then every house, no matter what, would have this courtyard, and it would be completely open. Oh, I see my friends up there. Hi, friends. How are you? Go away. Here, let me go sleep in a bed so that the friends go away and they don't kill the iron golem, which I tried very hard not to have an iron golem stuck in the houses. And then I got them all out, and then one spawned in here anyway. Hey, thanks. But they'd have these inner courtyards, which would have lots of plants and places for some of the times places for people to sit. And then some of them would have fountains in the middle. And it's this inner courtyard that would then keep the house cool from the uh, desert heat. And so, no matter if you were poor or if you were wealthy, every house would have like this inner courtyard, and this would be for the family. And the houses were meant to be generational. So once one was built, that's where your family would live for ever and ever and ever, amen, kind of thing. And then they would have a kitchen with with a stove and ample places for cooking. I made two storage rooms off the side. Like I said, I was looking at for this one. I was mimicking it off of some actual replicas. They also had bathrooms, so they had one of the first, if I read this correctly, one of the first indoor plumbing systems. So they would have restrooms indoors and baths. And then I made an actual bathroom in this one. So this would be where they would bathe, and this would be where they would go to the restroom. And then on this side, if I can get over there, because today is a party apparently. Some of them would have these family areas where the family could then come together, and then they'd have their main family living quarters. So I have two of those main family living quarters. And then most of them would also have a inner sort of worship area where they would worship their the deities or the gods that they were praying to. This one is a little unique because I didn't want to move the nether portal, so I had to build this pretty high, higher than I was intending because the nether portal is so high. But as you can see, we'll look at another one. And this one I've made a lot shorter. Here's our 90-degree angle. Here's our little reception area. And then this one has a bigger sort of patio area. We have, we have small quarters over here along with the kitchen area and another quarters area, although that could have been storage. And then to accommodate, I had to make the layout work for me because I still have my way down to the underside area. So I made this just a storage area. And then even though most of all of the buildings that all the research I was doing said that they only had one building, I had to put a second door here. The villagers would get stuck just looking at their beds from outside. Like they wouldn't be able to pathfind for whatever reason in this one. And so I put this extra door just for the villagers. It's not accurate in any way, shape, or form, but uh, it makes the villagers happy. Here's a family room and then a bath area, which I could decorate it a little bit more. I've spent an exorbitant amount of time doing all of this. I made, here's the worship area. I kind of decorated it a little bit. It probably needs some paintings. And then another family area and another bedroom with a wardrobe, place to keep their clothes. And then the last one, I'm still in the process of making, hence the stairs, but I have to get rid of this bottom block quickly or else I get all of these guys on the roof. And as you can see, it kind of looks cool on the roof because you can kind of see the trees just peeking out. And then unlike my other village houses, which took forever to demolish and then fix the floor because every time I had to dig out the floor would fall because it was just sand. Yeah, it's taken me a couple of weeks while I've been giving you other content, it's taken me a couple of weeks just to demolish everything to bring it all up to sort of where I'm at. But I was working with trying to do a little texturing, which I think, well, there goes that. Which I think I kind of like the little pops of color just to break up the monotony. It just looks a little nice and it's just terracotta, orange terracotta, and then stripped acacia along the bottom with gray terracotta and brown mushroom blocks. So I kind of like the way that that ends up looking. But you can see with this one, so with the other ones, what I was doing was I'd build the sort of framework, the outside of how big I wanted the structure to be. And then I'd kind of do the layout of the walls and then I'd build up the walls and then furnish the inside. And I think what I'm going to do from now is the way I did this one, which is I built all of the wall, like I built the where the walls would be, and I built where the rooms and what the rooms were, and then I started decorating the rooms. So I didn't, I didn't quite Like as you can see, I haven't put up the walls yet, and I just use this, filler block so that nothing spawned in between the walls. You won't be able to see it once I have the walls up. Um, just so that I can kind of start to decorate some of it so I don't have to run in the I make my villagers run the rat race of the of the house and not me. Um, but so um, this one has some. This is obviously a bedroom, and this is their worship room, which I kind of like the way this white. So this is what is this? Oh, that's bone block. Bye, bone block. No, no. This has been a really fun. We're gonna call it a fun time. This is a mushroom, and then this is bone block, and I just like the way it kind of looks surrounded by the orange, and then the little sort of altar that I created. Um, this is going to be, I think, another like little family area. I hadn't decided yet, and then obviously here's the bathroom area, and then I needed to still put my enchanting somewhere. So this would is an enchanting room, which is obviously not historically correct, but really. Okay, you have now proven to me that I need to fill in those holes. Good gravy, guys. Okay, you win. You win in your idiocy. Get out of there. Stupid villagers. So I will fix that. Here is the kitchen, and then here would be the helper or slave quarters. On the other side of the house, this opens up. What they were finding is the children would often have rooms of their own to play and to learn. And so this is the common room for playing and learning. And then this would be one set of children, and this would be another set of children. Um, the I haven't done the courtyard yet, but what I did do before I put up the walls and started with the roof is I grew this acacia tree. So this is a natural growing acacia tree, which I think turned out really, really cool. And I kind of like that it's really large. And so I'll then put more flowers and seating area. I might put just a couple more trees instead of putting a fountain in the middle. We'll see. I'll see how it looks just to give some variation. And then here we have sort of another family communal kind of room. Here would be the welcoming room to guests who we don't know very well. And then here is obviously the very small 90-degree turn, because this will be a nice wall, so they won't be able to see into the courtyard or into the family areas. All right, Nitwit, you out of here? Good. Here's the bookshelf. But yeah, so, and then historically, why are you all looking at people? Go lay down. Sleepy time. Are you? You know what? I don't care. You're stuck. You're stuck. You're just gonna be that way. Um, but then, like historically, what they found is that the buildings would be very close together, and so they'd have, very, very narrow alleys between the buildings. And even though the inside had variation, the outside didn't have very much. Um, and that, ironically, which we will not be simulating, but they would just put their trash outside. And as the trash piled up, so they could figure out sewage, didn't figure out the rest of sanitation, apparently. And as the one theory is, as the pile just, the garbage just um, uh, built up over time, the front doors would actually move with the garbage pile. So because the garbage would eventually start to cover the doors, and so you would have to walk up to your doors. Not going to simulate that, but I will probably add at least one, maybe two or three more houses. I don't know if I'm going to turn this area, if I'm going to change it. Records do show that people did keep chickens and other, like probably goats, inside of their compounds. They'd have a special room for them. Um, so that would be one style. The other style is actually two-story buildings. And again, I don't remember if it was a Neo-Babylonian or Babylonian, but the other group did 2 and 3-story houses, and even the poor would have 2 or 3-story houses, and they would be very similar to this. They would have a central courtyard that even the 2 stories or the 3 stories would still have that open courtyard. And then they would have, some would have gardens at the very, very top of their buildings. And so they would not only get the benefit from the, sort of oasis in the middle, if you will, but they'd also get the benefit of the garden. And because the houses were so close together, they think that neighbors would, you know, be neighborly between the rooftop houses, which would be nice. And so what I'll do is I'll probably build some of those over on that side. So I'll keep these as the single story ones, and I'll build the 2-story ones over there, next to what will eventually be the hanging gardens. And as you can see, I've done a lot of stuff. I've started working on a bridge. Not happy with it. What I was finding is the villagers tend to wander. I was finding villagers on the other side, all the way over there. Um, Granted, that was before I rearranged their homes, and so now they have a longer trek just to even get out of their house. So there is that. Um, but I was trying to play with shapes. I'm not really happy. I was sort of looking at, there's a very old stone bridge located in, I think, Iran, um, of that around that time period. And so I was trying to model it sort of how that looked. I'm going to keep playing with it. I do like the center pillar. I like the way that the center pillar came out. I just don't necessarily like the arches, so that's a work in progress. And then lastly, there's a lot, when I started looking at architecture, there's a lot of this um, uh, sort of rounded way of doing these, uh, sort of ups and downs for 2-story, 3-story larger buildings that the Babylonians and Neo-Babylonians did. So I decided to sort of actually make that a little more functional. So I added the stairs and added some texturing to it, which I think it turned out really, really nicely. And I'll probably, once I'm done messing around with the houses, I probably will fix this wall as well. I'm trying to decide, I really do love these houses, but um, they no longer fit with the theme of what I'm going with. So I have to figure out whether I'm going to I might tear these houses down as well, and then opt for more traditional, sort of the theming that I'm going with now. Um, but the more I looked at architecture and the more I looked at how much we actually knew about these Mesopotamian civilizations, I was like, well, I can't really make a hanging garden if I don't also sort of make the rest of it theme together. I mean, I could 100%, I could just throw it all out with the with the bathwater, right? But I loved the idea because at least in the US modernly, you don't see this kind of style, right? Like you don't see these central garden areas in the middle. And I kind of just like the way seeing those trees poke out from the rooftops, kind of look at a distance. And then this, like I said, it also gave me an opportunity to really start deciding how to play with block texture and how to not make things so monotone because I'm sure I will want to do that when I start a bigger project. But there you go. You are now officially all caught up with everything that I've been doing. And so yeah, I'll progress some more. Unfortunately, that means there will be more villagers and there will be more people that I just I have to babysit. But um, I think it'll all be good. And as you can see, like not all of the professions are going into the houses. I will start moving some of those professions across the water. Um, we'll see if they follow. You know, if they don't, I might have to move some villagers over there. And if they do, great. Then they can sleep on the across the river or sleep in a house, a 2 or 3 story house across the river once I start making those. But again, thank you all for watching. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. I am really excited about the way things are shaping up, and we'll see what I get up to next time.